A little girl is walking home from school. She is 7 years old. The street is quiet. The afternoon sun is warm, and then out of nowhere, a dog lunges at her from behind a fence. She screams. She falls, and in that single moment, something changes in her brain, permanently. She is now 34 years old. She crosses the street when she sees a dog. She declines dinner invitations when she finds out there is a dog in the house. Her friends think she is being dramatic. She is not being dramatic. Her brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, and today we are going to prove it. Welcome to Shift Logic. Most people who dislike or fear dogs get dismissed immediately. Oh, you just have not met the right dog yet. They can sense fear, you know. You just need to get over it. But here is what nobody talks about. The human brain does not experience fear through logic. It experiences it through memory, survival instinct, and deeply wired biological programming that was installed long before you had any say in the matter. Today we are breaking down the real neuroscience and behavioral psychology behind why some people genuinely cannot stand dogs, and why that response is far more complex and far more valid than most people ever. Acknowledge. Section 1. The brain and fear. Let us start with the foundation. Your brain has a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. Its entire job is to scan your environment for potential threats and fire an alarm when it detects one. Now here's where it gets fascinating. The amygdala does not think. It does not reason. It does not weigh evidence or consider context. It simply pattern matches against previous experiences stored in your emotional memory. If a dog caused you pain, fear, or extreme stress at any point in your life, your amygdala filed that experience away permanently. And every single time it detects a similar stimulus, a barking sound, a sudden movement, a certain smell, it fires that alarm again instantly. Before your conscious mind has even processed what is happening, your heart rate is already elevated, your palms are already sweating, your legs are already preparing to run. This is called a conditioned fear response. And it is one of the most powerful and most misunderstood psychological phenomena in human experience. Psychologists at the University of Michigan found that a single traumatic encounter with an animal before the age of 10 can create a fear response that persists for decades without any additional negative experiences. One moment, decades of impact. Section 2. It is not just trauma. Now here is something most people never consider. Not everyone who dislikes dogs had a traumatic experience with one. For many people, the discomfort comes from something much more subtle, something cultural, something social, something that was installed so early and so quietly, they never even noticed it happening. In many cultures around the world, dogs are not viewed as beloved companions. They are viewed as working animals, outdoor animals, or in some cases as genuinely dangerous creatures to be avoided. Children raised in these environments do not develop the neural pathways associated with warmth, comfort, and safety around dogs. Instead, their brains wire toward caution, distance, and discomfort. And then those children grow up and move to a country where dogs are treated like family members, where they sleep in beds and attend birthday parties and wear little sweaters, and suddenly they are the strange ones. Behavioral. Psychologists call this cultural conditioning. Your brain builds its baseline of what is normal, what is safe, and what is threatening based entirely on the environment it grew up in. There is no universal correct response to a dog. There is only the response your particular brain was trained to have. Section 3. The social pressure problem. Here is where the psychology gets truly uncomfortable. In American culture, specifically dog ownership, is deeply tied to identity. People do not just own dogs. They love dogs like children. They post about them constantly. They bring them everywhere. And when someone expresses discomfort around a dog, in this culture, the social response is almost never empathy. It is pressure. Just pet him, he does not bite. Come on, he just wants to say hi. You are hurting his feelings. Now the person who is already experiencing a genuine neurological stress response is also being socially shamed for having it. Their legitimate psychological experience is being dismissed, and they are being told to override it. In real time for the comfort of a dog, neuroscience shows us that social rejection activates the same regions of the brain as physical pain. So now this person is experiencing fear and social rejection simultaneously, and people wonder why some individuals develop a deep resentment, not just toward the dogs themselves, but toward the entire culture surrounding them. Section 4. The unpredictability factor. There is one more psychological element that rarely gets discussed. Dogs are unpredictable, not in a dangerous way necessarily, but in a neurological sense. They move suddenly. They jump without warning. They bark without apparent reason. They approach without asking permission. For people with heightened nervous system sensitivity, which includes a significant portion of the population, these unpredictable movements are genuinely difficult to manage. The human nervous system is constantly scanning the environment for patterns. Predictability equals safety. Unpredictability equals potential threat. Dog that suddenly barks or jumps or runs towards someone does not give the nervous system time to process the situation logically. The threat response fires before logic can intervene. And for people who already have elevated baseline anxiety, the presence of an unpredictable animal in their space is genuinely exhausting in a way that is physiologically measurable. Section 5. What this teaches us. Here is the deeper lesson underneath all of this. The way we respond to people who dislike dogs reveals something important about how we handle any experience that differs from our own. When someone tells you something, makes them uncomfortable, the psychologically healthy response is not to explain why they should not feel that way. It is not to pressure them to override their nervous system for your convenience. It is to acknowledge that their brain had a different experience than yours. And that different experience created a different reality. Empathy is not agreement. You do not have to understand exactly how someone feels to respect the fact that they feel it. The woman who crossed the street to avoid dogs is not broken. She is not dramatic. She is not being difficult. Her brain learned something real, and it is protecting her the only way it knows how. And the most psychologically intelligent thing the people around her can do is stop trying to fix a response they do not understand and start treating her experience with the same respect they would want for their own. Your brain was shaped by every experience you ever had. Every fear you carry has a story behind it. Every discomfort has a reason. Understanding that about yourself is powerful, but understanding it about other people is what separates someone who is merely intelligent from someone who is genuinely wise. The next time someone tells you something, makes them uncomfortable, resist the instinct to explain why they should feel differently. Ask yourself instead, what did their brain learn that mine did not? That question changes everything. If this video shifted your thinking, hit that subscribe button right now, because this is exactly what Shift Logic is about. The real psychology behind human behavior. Drop a comment below and tell me honestly. Do you love dogs or do you understand the people who do not? I read every single one. Stay logical. Stay shifting. This is Shift Logic.